appears the heist has begun. All week long, Elon has been pressuring the acting head of the Treasury.
If you don't watch another video on these social media platforms, please go back and watch that young man's video in its entirety. As a matter of fact, watch it in its entirety and send it to everyone that you know. Folks, this is not about DEI. This is not about immigrants, migrants, not paying taxes. This is not about them taking your black jobs. We are eyes wide open, witnessing the greatest heist in American history. Tell me why that all these billionaires are so invested in this political process. Tell me why Elon Musk, who's supposed to be the richest man in the world, he's from South Africa, but he's here calling the shots. You would think if he was the richest man in the world, South Africa would be one of the most prosperous countries in the world, but it's not. And if he is so wealthy, if he is so innovative, if he has all of these ideas, why isn't he taking all of that ingenuity back to his own country? Why isn't he taking all that ingenuity back to his country of origin and pulling his country up by its bootstraps? You know, we have all these billionaires. I remember when Trump first took office, and one of the big things was he was a billionaire. He had all this money. He's a businessman. He's going to be able to move this country in the right direction. But yet this man never released his tax returns. Shame on us, because I said it from the get-go. He ain't really a billionaire, but by the time he leaves office, he going to be a billionaire a few times over. This is not about being a Republican. This is not about being a Democrat. This is about being regular, smegular folk out here working, making ends meet. And let me tell you this. When this money disappears, everyone's going to be looking all confused, like they didn't know how it happened. The Democrats are going to be wagging their fingers saying, we told you these Republicans could not be trusted. And the Republicans with their grand poobah sitting in the Oval Office would say, we didn't know, or he was rogue. There was nothing we could do. He kept us in the dark. We didn't have no real authority. That's what they're going to say. They're going to play the blame game, but nonetheless, who's going to be left holding the bags, because they are already going to have their checks. Not only are they going to have their checks, but they're going to have their salaries for the rest of their lives, even when they're not in office. Whenever you go online to try to look up the situation with Elon Musk and the retirement of David Lebryk, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Lebryk, you can't even read the articles. You have to pay for a subscription. So you have to do a little bit more digging to find what this is about and find an article that's free. Folks, we are talking about $6 trillion. $6 trillion. That's that Social Security that's coming out of your paycheck every pay cycle. That's Medicare. That's the salary of federal workers. Oh, now we understand why if you don't go back to work as a federal worker, you're going to get fired. Now we understand what that's about, huh? That's payments that go into government contractors, which, how is Elon Musk working for the government in the capacity that he's working for the government, and he has a government contract? How is that possible? Is that not double dipping? We're talking about payments to grant recipient in our tax dollars. It's not about DEI. This is not about DEI. This is about the greatest plunder that's happening to Americans. When I was growing up, my mother used to always, this is when I was a young girl, my mother used to tell me by the time that she and my father would be eligible for retirement and receive Social Security benefits, she said there was not going to be any money left in Social Security. She said that by the time that she and my father were to retire, Social Security was going to look like Mrs. So-and-so, your cot is over there, and Mr. So-and-so, your cot is over there, because they are not going to have the money to pay these people. And they're really not about to have the money once Elon Musk gets his grimy little fingers in the purse. Again, this is not about DEI. It's not about the immigrants. It's not about ISIS. It's not about them not paying taxes. It's not about your black job. This is a distraction. It is a smokescreen. While we're over here looking at this shiny object that they put in front of us intentionally, they are running onto their private jets and going to who knows where with all of your money. So as black folks, we're talking about boycotting. Yes, we should boycott, but it's going to take more than us boycotting. These white folks, you need to recognize what's happening to you too, and you need to pull back your resources from these places that are distracting us intentionally while these folk make off with our money. And I just want to say this. We need to pay attention to what's happening. America, black America, we're being squeezed. We are being tested. Our resolve is being tested because we had a list of places that we were supposed to withdraw our support. But if you notice, every week, every other day or so, another one of these trusted companies is being added to the list. People were quite surprised when Target was added to that list. And then we had a list of places that we could still go. Well, if you've been keeping up, Aldi is being added to the list. Where in the hell are we going to be shopping? What's going to happen when Costco is added to the list? Don't be surprised, because you're going to have to shop somewhere. So either we're going to have to get it together quick, fast, in a hurry as far as putting our own resources together to take care of our own, or we're going to have to make sure we're talking to these white folk that's basically in the same bag that we're in, but they just don't know it, and have them withdraw their support too. Immediately.